Speaking to News on One, University of Namibia UNAM sociologist Dr. Ellison Tjirera underscored that there is a direct connection between poverty and the elevated rates of teenage pregnancies in the country. Tjirera attributed this correlation to the pervasive economic inequality that persists in society, warning that unless addressed promptly, such issues will continue to rise.
Teenage pregnancy doesn't disrupt progression of life or, someone education. It doesn't disrupt that because this particular person is from an affluent family and they are able to provide such that the person go back to school. But we can't say the same about a child who is from a poor household. Once you as a young girl from a poor family fall pregnant, things just become worse. You are now also ostracized, you are disowned, you have no one to fall back to, and you are left to your own devices. And then, things probably then just get worse. If this young girl is unable to cope with this, being ostracized by the family and looking after a little child that, she doesn't have the means to take care of, what could possibly happen? She could turn to prostitution, she could turn to drugs and all kind of stuff. So it becomes a vicious cycle on the one hand when it comes to kids from poor households. But I think kids from affluent families are able to proceed with things that would better their lives.
When approached for comment, human rights activist Charlemain Husselmann noted that teenage girls in impoverished communities often encounter difficulties accessing family planning services due to long travel distances and financial constraints. Husselmann reiterated the need to integrate sexual education into the school curricula to overcome the societal taboo around sex.
We still find that many people still see sex as a taboo topic for discussion. So we still have teachers, because of that social mentality, that cultural mentality that they bring with them to school, they do not want to teach the curriculum. So they teach the bare basics, just the biology, how do you put on a condom, and that's it. They do not go into the details of how do you actually practice safe sex. Where do you actually go for health services? How do you do HIV testing? How do you do STI testing? All these things are covered by the curriculum. How do you go for counseling if you feel you are not ready for sex? So those types of conversations are not being had, even understanding what consent means.
According to a 2022 report by the Namibian Economist, regions with some of the highest pregnancy rates include Kavango West with 23.7%, Kavango East with 21.1%, and Kunene with 22.9%. These regions have a high poverty level and are known as Namibia's most impoverished regions.